we are seeing a resurgence with risk-on assets. We just had one of the greatest recoveries we have ever seen for January. Almost 40%. The second highest recovery for January we have ever seen in Bitcoin's history. Think about that, okay? And it makes sense. It makes sense because we were so oversold. The entire market was oversold. Bitcoin was oversold. So many people getting bearish, right? So of course, when that happens and Bitcoin and entire market becomes extremely bearish and oversold, you have a tremendous bounce. And that's what we had in January, right? Will it continue in February? Well, if you look at this, traditionally speaking, February is a very bullish month. Very bullish month. Okay, look at it. 2022, 12%. 2021, 37%. 2020, yeah, minus 9%. But then, yeah, 11%, 1%, 23%, 20%, 18%. Only, 2014 was pretty bad. So we'll see. Can we have another tremendous recovery month? Well, it depends on tomorrow. It depends on tomorrow. And my gut is telling me that tomorrow will be good. During these FOMC meetings, usually what happens is you see Bitcoin dump all of a sudden, and then it starts recovering, and then it goes upwards. Usually that happens if Powell says something good. The last time Powell said something during the last press conference, I remember the first half of the day, or maybe the full day, it was down. But what he said was actually really positive, but people just overreacted. So then we started coming back up. So it could be the same tomorrow. But anyways, tomorrow will be very interesting for sure. For sure. Now, of course, if you're comparing our recovery right now, there's a lot of similarities to 2019, right? 2018 was the bottom. 2019 was recovery. And you could see pretty similar. And if we are at that break moment at B, right? That means what follows will be tremendous. Remember, in 2019, we had a tremendous run from about 3,000 all the way up to 14,000. 3,000 to 14,000, almost 5x within a matter of months. Then it came down, right? So there's a lot of people that are thinking that we could go up to as high as 40,000 or 50,000 by May or June. Can it happen? Well, if we're repeating 2019, maybe. But if it happens that soon, we'll probably come down after finding that peak. So we'll see. But we are definitely mimicking that recovery from 2019. Right? And here, again, comparing to 2019 and 2015, right? Whenever you break out of that descending trend line, you break out of it, good things happen afterwards, right? So there's just a lot of data, a lot of on-chain metrics like this one, Nupal, which is measuring profit and losses, and basically we're getting out of the losses, we're getting out of capitulation. There's just so much happening right now. That's why so many are bullish, right? But I've been bullish with you guys for quite some time. I believe in the future, even though the present could be volatile, could be scary. We had a tremendous 2021 year and then a horrible 2022 year. It happens. But if you really know what's going on, you really understand Bitcoin, well, then you will stay bullish like me forever. And hopefully you guys are learning each and every day by watching me. Before I move on, I want to talk about privacy really quick. Are you concerned about your internet activity being monitored? Or are you concerned that centralized exchanges are tracking your location through your IP? If so, and you want to keep your activity and location private, then check out NordVPN. NordVPN helps protect your online privacy and security through their virtual private network spread across the world. Using NordVPN, you can hide your IP address, encrypt your internet connection, shielding your digital life from prying eyes like internet service providers, network administrators, crypto exchanges, and even from the government. NordVPN uses military-grade encryption and has a strict no-log policy to keep your data safe from hackers and cyber criminals. Plus, with over 5,000 servers in 59 countries, you can easily access the internet anywhere in the world while being protected. Whether you're at home or on the go, NordVPN has you covered. If you want to learn more about NordVPN, check out the URL in the description of this video. Look at Coinbase. Coinbase up 12% yesterday, and they're already up 5% today. The market bell just rung, right? And we do have some good news from Coinbase. Coinbase had this big class action lawsuit brewing from investors because, you know, some of these guys feel like they just need to sue people because, you know, they don't want to take responsibility for their own actions. But they were suing Coinbase, saying that they supposedly sold unregistered securities and improperly failed to register a broker deal. And a U.S. judge just threw that out the window. So that's great for Coinbase. They did nothing wrong, and they've been coming up, look at that, almost 6% already because, of course, crypto is coming up. That means their fees, their profits, are going to go up, and this is good overall. And remember, Cathie Wood's been loading up on Coinbase recently, right? She's been loading up on Coinbase in the 40s and 50s. Now we're at 70 already, although we're still really off from highs, but pretty good. Look at Coinbase. I just started a stream like 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. It's at 6%. Now it's at 12%. 12%. Tesla up 5%. My open calls on Tesla is like crazy. I bought it at the right time. I bought some open calls on Coinbase too. And that is going crazy too. Man, Coinbase is a really good play in my opinion because it's just a play on crypto. If crypto's coming up, you know, Bitcoin's going up, of course Coinbase will do well. And same thing with the mining stocks too, for those of you guys that are interested. The SEC just lost a huge case with the project library. Now, in case you're not aware, SEC sued this decentralized library of videos and knowledge and everything because they thought that not only did they host a illegal token offering, but that because of that illegal token offering, that the entire project is a security. So that is why they wanted to shut them down. Now, this was big news because Library initially did lose. They lost, and they said that they were going to pretty much close doors and give up. But luckily, they did not. They appealed that decision, and now the judge has clarified, saying, yes, the SEC got them on that token offering, okay? But that does not mean that Library itself is a security. And Library can still have other sales. For example, the Library tokens that's being sold in the secondary market, in this case like DEXs, for example, or centralized exchanges, for example, those are not considered security offerings. Nor is Library itself a security just because they did have the security sale. Oh, by the way, that's the market bell, right? So, this is absolutely huge. This means that Library, yes, they pay a fine for that initial token offering, but they can continue on and move forward. They are not declared a security, and they're able to still have their tokens being traded in the free market. That is huge. That is huge because one of the things that Gary was banking on is the fact that they catch someone doing some kind of token offering or had a token offering. They just want to label them completely as security, right? Or Gary does. That's not going to be the case anymore. So this is going to set a huge precedent on everything else that the SEC is going to do from here on out in terms of crypto, right? So of course, people are now saying, well, this means XRP is not a security. There's no way that XRP could be deemed a security just because they had token sales before too. Maybe they'll slap Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson and maybe Ripple itself with some fees because they did have an ICO before and sold some tokens. But that does not mean XRP is automatically a security and Ripple can continue with business as usual. That is how the lawyers are interpreting it right now. So this is absolutely huge. Huge. It's the same thing with Ethereum. People are thinking, well, the SEC or Gary is going to declare Ethereum a security just because they had an ICO. No, that means they can't. They can't automatically just say everything is security because they had an ICO, right? So absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. So I want to lead off with that. This is good not only for XRP, but also for Ethereum, also for any other coin really that had an ICO. And of course, good for Bitcoin because we don't want SEC to overstep. We don't want Gary to overstep. Fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Right? I'm actually surprised that XRP right now is not skyrocketing, to be honest. I thought after this came out, XRP Army would just be buying XRP. I thought XRP would shoot up, but maybe it will. Maybe it will. We will see. But that is definitely the biggest story of the day because of that loss. After Jerome Powell had his press conference, and most of you guys joined me while he was talking, right? But bottom line, to summarize, he said what I expected. I told you guys what I was expecting, and he basically said it in much more words than I did. So 25 basis points overall. That's really good. So we're up to 4.5% for our federal fund rate. Okay, not too shabby, better than a 4.75. But overall, he said, hey, our job is not done. We're going to continue forward. But he's open. He's going to reevaluate his mind during the next FOMC meeting, which is in the end of March. He's open to the fact that maybe we can still bring inflation down without destroying the labor market and without forcing unemployment to go up. That's the big thing. He had some dovish moments. He said some very bullish things, but he tried to hide it with hawkish tone. He kept going in circles, but this is the first time since I've been covering these FOMC meetings where he gave notion that, hey, maybe we have done enough. Maybe we don't need to be so aggressive anymore. Maybe we'll evaluate and decide that we don't need to raise rates anymore or raise it slower, right? This is the first time he became somewhat dovish. Even though he had a hawkish tone, I know it's hard to. You have to read in between the lines. If you watched the press conference today and it was the very first one, you're like, I have no idea what he's saying, right? But for me, I've listened through it like a dozen of them, and I know exactly what he's saying. I know exactly what he's feeling, right? And this is the reason why market went up today, because if you could read in between the lines and you could get a sense of what he's really saying, it's a very bullish thing. And this sets the tone for the remainder of the year. Okay, U.S. economy is not collapsing. It's softened, but still quite strong. Inflation is coming down, right? And investors are feeling better about it after being decimated for an entire year. Now we have some hope that we can actually recover, right? It was a good press conference. It was a good press conference. Good afternoon, night overall. It's not over. We still have some days left in this week. And of course, crypto, Bitcoin never sleeps. So we got more. We got more movement, that's for sure. Some people have asked me about Michael Burry. What do you think about Michael Burry saying sell the day before the FOMC meeting? And guess what? He has deleted his account now. Okay? Michael Burry, unfortunately, yes, he had a right call with the housing market, but ever since then, he's been negative Nancy, ultra bear, no matter what, right? And he probably wrecked himself. He probably had a big short once again, and he guessed wrong. He guessed wrong. He got it completely wrong. So wrong, he doesn't even want to hear people saying, I told you so. He just deleted his entire account. Not just the tweet, the entire account. That's how bad it got. That's how bad it got from Michael Burry. Okay, so in case people are wondering. Reported that Twitter, and some of you guys may be wondering why Doge is going up. It's because of this. Elon has been secretly working on some kind of payment mechanism for Twitter. And he has said in the past, of course, he wants to concentrate on fiat, but crypto, Bitcoin, and crypto, probably Bitcoin and Doge, and who knows if it's Doge first, could be coming. And this is what all Dogecoin holders are waiting for, some kind of integration. But now this is heating up. It's going to happen. Just a matter of, matter of time, right? Is this going to come out next month, right? And in February, who knows? Who knows? But this, again, is starting to heat up. And this is why so many people are getting excited once again about Doge, right? Who is sitting at number 9 on CMC and has not dropped off. You have a whole bunch of people that really love Doge. But let's not forget, it could be more. It could be Bitcoin too. Ethereum, right? Elon has said himself he holds the most Bitcoin, and then second most Ethereum, and then third Doge. But who knows? Even Doge, he could be holding billions. We don't know at this point, right? But this is exciting.